Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing an install on another 12 volt AC system. I definitely want to compare them because it has been hot. I'm up in the PNW and I thought Oregon and Washington were supposed to be cooler, unlike California and Nevada, but I can tell you the sun is sunning and that means we need some good air conditioning in whatever rig we travel in. So today I'm installing the Xenjum 12 volt rooftop AC that has 11,000 BTUs. I'm excited to get this installed into Jason's shuttle bus to see how it runs and to do this test. It has a few good features that I'm excited about. This system is only 46 pounds, which means you're not going to have a lot of weight on top of your roof, but you're also going to be getting a powerful 11,000 BTUs of cold air pushing through your rig. I really like how everything inside the box was very simple and easy to take out. The unit itself is very lightweight, but you also have minimal things to install. You have your remote control, you're going to have your crossbar, you're going to have your little bag of bolts, and most importantly, you're going to have your electrical control panel right here. So let's get this guy installed. An important thing to make note on this particular unit is that your cables are actually coming out and out the back. So we're going to be installing this on the outside of the rig, but if you do want to install it on the inside, you're going to have to make a notch on your seal. This right here is going to be what the bottom of your unit looks like, just so you know, and then you have two cables right here that you're going to hook up all your wiring to for your control panel. So rather than using foam pieces to stabilize the rear part where this will sit, they actually give you little feet with bolts that you get to screw on. I think this actually is a little bit sturdier than a lot of the others that I've seen, so I really like this. The other nice thing is it allows you to adjust it based on your roof height. So now we're going to install two all-thread bolts and we're going to put those in. Something that I think is pretty unique about this unit is you only have one mounting bar for your brace. So you're going to be dealing with less bolts and less parts. All right, we're going to get this put up. The nice thing is it's 46 pounds, so it is going to be more lightweight than a lot of other units that are more around 60. And even getting it up on a bus, Jason's not having any issues with that at all. Next, you're going to lay down your foam ceiling around your opening. You're going to want your opening to be anywhere from a 12 by 12 to a 14 by 14 maximum. And then we're going to carefully set the unit inside the hole. That was the easy part. Now, normally you're going to put a sealant around your foam seal. You're going to use something like lap sealant or another kind of barrier, but we didn't do that for this purpose, but make sure that you don't forget that very important step. It's also a nice low profile, so you're not going to see anything tall sticking off the roof of your rig. I really like that. It blends in very well and just makes it a very nice unit, lightweight, and very easy to lift up here. So we are yet again installing another air conditioning in here, and we just realized that these all-thread bolts are actually too long. But what's really nice is in everything that they give you in the packaging, they actually give you shorter all-thread bolts. So we're going to go ahead and put those in right now, because that's going to fit better for our ceiling. But it's really nice because we're not going to have to make a trip to the hardware store. It doesn't look like.
All thread can be cut down, so we really wouldn't need to go to the hardware store. We could cut it to whatever length we needed, but it is nice they just give us shortest one, so that just makes the job easier.
So we've laid out everything here on our workbench that we're going to need, and now Jason's going to go ahead and grab the hardware that we're going to need to do the mounting bracket. So what pieces do we need for this?
There is a nut and a washer that will screw onto the all thread.
Okay. I kind of like that you only have two to deal with instead of four. To me that seems like an easier install.
It does. It does make it easier.
Looks good.
Yeah, we'll need to get proper tools to tighten that, but
Okay.
that should hold it for now.
All right, now we're going to do our final connection to the 12 volt battery. So how are we getting that installed today?
So again, we're going to do it temporarily. I have a bus here, and I'm just going to connect it to my bus terminals, and then I'm going to connect it to my power station.
Red is for power, black is for ground.
Yeah. Red is positive, black is common or ground.
We're going to go ahead and get the control panel hooked up before we actually connect the power to our power station, just because we would like to get all the wiring done while there's no power to it.
So I will say all the plugs are clear, that which ones go where.
Yeah, and there's only the 3.
Yeah.
They also seem like they're the nice bigger ones, so if you want to disconnect them, you can do that pretty easily. All right, we got all the wires connected, and now we're just going to set this up against the ceiling and get that in place. So it's really nice when you're 6'4" because you can just hold it in place with your head while you grab your tools.
It's nice that this unit actually has locations for these screws to go to, instead of just relying on the paneling that you might have in your vehicle. All right, so I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and plug this in. Again, this is a temporary setup, but I'm just plugging it into my power station. I just waited to do this until we had all the other connections done.
Oh.
So I heard a beep. I hear a fan spinning up.
Yay.
So we should be able to turn it on now. Oh, they're moving on their own.
Oh my goodness. Whoa, rotation. That was kind of weird. They moved all on its own. All right, we're gonna get our unit turned on. We have the air on at 66 degrees, and I'd like to see how many amps it's gonna be pulling.
So it's pulling 22.8.
22.8 on low, and then let's go ahead and bump this up. Oops, no. Let's go ahead and bump this up to medium. As you can see, it's right at 23.7, 24 amps. So right at 24 amps as it kind of stabilizes, it looks like. And then on high, oops. And then on high, looks like we're going to be pulling close to 25, 26 amps. 25.6, okay. Let's go ahead and switch over to our heat function. I have it again at 81 degrees. I'd like to see where we are pulling right now. So with the heat at 81 degrees, we're right at, as it's dropping, around 35, 36 amps. Okay, down to 34.8. So right around 34 amps if you're going to be running your heat on low. So a function that I really like on this is right now I have it on AC mode, but on my remote there's a button here that says swing right there in the middle. If I click that, it's going to make my vent here in the middle start to oscillate. So it's going to be moving from front to back, giving my vehicle more coverage for air and not just blowing in one direction. That's kind of cool and something I haven't seen on another fan that I've tried, but see how it's now turning towards the back, and you can see here as it turns all by itself. You also have your button to control your lights, so if you want to have reading lights above you, that's very nice to have that as well. Turn those on and off. So I did want to mention a slight issue we had when installing the AC, because this might be something that's pretty common, but it was pretty easy for us to fix. As we turned it on, everything was working great, but we noticed it was actually pretty loud, and this fan is supposed to be very quiet. And so I knew that something was wrong. Emailed the company, they let me know that if we took off the internal unit, which we've now taken this down, and checked our fan blades and moved them around, if we were noticing friction, to kind of work those loose, which we did, and then we turned it back on and we weren't hearing that sound anymore. So I just wanted to mention that, because if that is something that happens to you, it was an easy fix for us. We got it done, reinstalled, back in place. So up in here, there's 2 different holes for this roller up here that we have, and so we just put our hand up here and kind of turn these around. Right now, it's not making any kind of a friction noise anymore like it was, but the rollers weren't rolling easily. You could hear it kind of hitting against the plastic. So we worked that loose, and now when we turn it on, we're not hearing that same noise. So we got this all installed on the bus. It's working. If you would like more information about the Xenjum 12-volt rooftop AC, click on the link down in my description. I think that this is an affordable option for people if you're looking for just a quick, easy, simple, and cheap install.